Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do start, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of things have happened. Now, we had Deku, and we also had him working on and getting better with his Iron Man technology. Now, Izuku, he managed to successfully make an upgrade to his Mark 1, and he already was beginning process and designs on the Mark 3. His Mark II is incredibly well off, more so than the Mark I. The Mark I was salvage tech, the Mark II is actually created to be for him, and that means quite a bit. Now, Deku encountered Nick Fury when the man flat out broke into the armory and waited for Deku to get back, and he made things quite clear. There's a lot going on in the superhero community right now Deku has not yet heard about, let alone been involved with. He is an outlier, fresh blood, and that means you can trust him with all of this. Be careful as to who he trusts. Be careful to the superheroes. There's a lot more going on about what happened to Mr. Stark, and he thinks somebody murdered him. Now, Deku, he was definitely alarmed by that. There's a lot going around about his death, but more importantly, somebody broke into Stark Industries and stole Stark tech, blueprints for Iron Man armor, and that comes with its own problems. Now, with that being said, Deku, he's been going through a lot right now. He is still doing designs and working on his Mark III. However, he has also been seeing quite a bit of things lately. He's met Sasha, a girl in his engineering class who is of like-minded intelligence, somebody he can actually talk with, and the two do seem to have a bit in common. It's rather nice. People usually tend to avoid him, give him a bit of a wide berth because he's a very honest and blunt person, but he's also remarkably intelligent, and she's quite similar, though she does have a lot more social skills than he does. Now, with that being said, the end of the day does come around, and Deku, he does get to leave. And right now he's got a lot going through his mind. Currently, Deku going to actually walk down the street and go to the bus stop. Now, Deku, he doesn't reach his hand down into his bag. Him grabbing his watch and actually going to put it onto his wrist as he actually latch it on and then turn it back around. Him typing a few things in as he's to bring an earbud up to his ear. Him beginning to talk to Friday and asking her, updates? There's not really a lot going on right now, Izuku. In fact, that is relatively in brief summary. Crime has been down by 5%. Today, that is good. Notoriety is, well, strange. Notoriety. Yes, sightings of Iron Man. Now, there's a look down. Him pressing something in as Friday does start pulling up a visual on the watch. And Deku, he sees something not right about this picture. It's from 2 hours ago. But that's not his suit. Now, Deku, he does get a frown. And that, it does annoy him. Him getting back to the armory and actually going to try and pull up more data on the Stark computers. And that's when he's going to find out something very, very bad. Somebody made Iron Man suits, and it all connects back to one company, Justin Hammer. He heard that Iron Man tech was taken from Nick Fury, but Hammer Industries, they are trying to monetize and create their own police force, or in the best way of saying it, private armed security. So what does that tell you? Justin Hammer made something for war, and he's using Stark tech to cover the cost. He is doing a lot right now, and Izuku, he really doesn't like it, especially because the fact is they are showing off how this armor does work, and Deku, he doesn't like from what he sees. In comparison to his Mark II, they could be better. I mean, they're actually based off of Stark tech. And Deku, that does concern him. Whatever plans they have, he needs to get a hold of. Whatever they've been doing, whatever they've been building, he's got to make sure to take it down and destroy it. Okay. Not good. Not good. Right. Friday? Yes, Suzuku. Make a note of this. Mark 3. Possible stealth armor. Along with that, put in the order requisition for materials for Miss Potts. Everything I need. Everything on that list, including a little bit more. And possibly, if you can, ask her about designs for stealth tech. Really? Yeah. I'm sure she'd be happy to let me get a glimpse of the blueprints. If not, at least let her know I need the tech to build the stealth suit. Are you sure? I may look into it to understand what I can from blueprints and designs that you already have created. However, if I am to go off of this assumption, then it could be quite a hefty request. Fine. Okay. Give her the list, but don't ask about the stealth suit. If I start asking about tech like that, then she might not trust me. Cut off my supply. Just let her know we need better material, other than what she already does provide me with. If the budget can open up for it, then I'll take it. If it can't, then I do understand. I'll try to make do for right now. But I might need to make my own upgrades myself. Now, Deku does a turn. Him looking at the suit of armor. As he does it until Friday. You know, he does have an idea for a suit right now. Though, what does she think of a black suit? That is entirely up to your own opinion, Mr. Midoriya. Okay. Please don't call me Mr. Midoriya. I do apologize. I am running calculations at this time. However, a black suit is a sign of mourning, is it not? It... Typically, yes, Friday. But this isn't that same situation. It's to show who I am. Now, I'm not Tony Stark, but even I don't appreciate them using his tech. Do you know when they might display more tech? Show off more designs? Yes, there is currently going to be a Hammer Exposition in the next 3 hours. And they do plan to show off tons more. Right. Now, Deku, he does get a turn. I'm going to walk over to his suit and try to think of another color. Red and gold are Iron Man's colors. Red and black, yellow and black. Gold and blue? I mean, that one's a little interesting, but something different. I guess, well, going with the design of his other suit, that one's another form of red. A different color than traditional. Okay, so traditionally it's red and gold. Maybe step into the role of Iron Man. Let this one show he's not afraid to wear his colors. He stands for Iron Man in this, not against him. Right. Now, there's a turn. Him going to hesitate before telling Friday. Red and gold. And he does want it done snappy. And Friday does understand. Her getting the process prepared, as currently Deku, he does stand there. Him gonna bring his hands up and tapping onto the screens as he does want to at least see a bit more information. Understand what to do here. Understand what's going on. And that does mean quite a bit of things. Now, currently let us cut over to Rhodey and Pepper Potts. The two, they are trying to work with the Avengers, but some of them are busy right now and others, they're still being very private about a few things. I mean, Captain Marvel's on a mission with S.H.I.E.L.D. and no one knows when she might get back from deep space. Thor, as far as they know, he's in Asgard partying. He lost an ally, and he will celebrate like that ally is still here. Something along those words, right? Anyways, Hulk is in hiding. Widow, she's on a mission probably. And Cap's been acting a little strange. Though, they're not too sure what to do about all that. Now, Rhodey has made things quite clear. He wants Justin Hammer to be taken down. He wants her to throw the book at him. Do whatever she can. Tony would not appreciate his tech being taken like this, let alone being used for warmongering. He tried to spend the rest of his life fixing that mistake. And this is the worst version of that. He is rolling around in his grave right fucking now. And Pepper, she can understand. She's not too up about it either. However, with the fact that the patents weren't patented, or there is no patent actually, they can't do much. All they can do is try to stop them. Try and find something that could be useful. In fact, she's fairly certain that somebody is going to encounter them pretty soon, since they would not appreciate it as well. You're talking about this Iron Lad. He's trying to go by Tony's moniker. I don't care what he's going by. Me and you both know something is up with that, Pepper. So, I have a question. Tony, he had billions to build his stuff. Access to a lot. He had money and the intelligence to do so. So, let's break this apart for a second. Who exactly has the money, the know-how, the information, and the technical prowess to build Iron Man armor? Let's narrow that down quite a bit. Now, who exactly has the know-how to find and repair an old model suit? Because as far as I'm aware, that suit, I've never seen it. So tell me, where did he get it? What do you mean? I know you're involved with this, Pepper. Don't lie to me. I don't know why or what you're doing, but you gotta stop. The fact that you think I'm involved here, Rhodey, does not settle with me well. Get out of my office. Are you drunk? No, I'm fine. You've been drinking, haven't you? I've been fine. Just a little stressed. You can talk to me, you know. He was my friend too. You chucked him through a fucking window. Fair enough. Though he threw me through a window too. He was an asshole. But he was my best friend. I may not have been the nicest person to him, but he knows I had his back. So, let me remind you. Some kid's running around pretending to be Iron Man. Well, what happens when he seriously gets hurt, Pepper? That'll be on your conscience. Alright? You're involved, and I know it. So just get out of my office. Now, Pepper's at a turn. Expressing, bring your hands up. Just leave. And Rhodey, he is a lot more annoyed. His helmet gonna actually go back down as they turn and walk out of the door. Him going out into the balcony as it blast off. And Pepper does not appreciate that. Yes, she's involved. Yes, she wants to tell him. Will he trust her? No. What would he do? He would undo Tony's last wish. She may not like it, but the kid's been doing good work. The kid, though, might actually face something here. And it does worry her. S.H.I.E.L.D. hasn't been on his ass. But how long will that last? I mean, it's gotta... She needs another drink. It is beginning to get under her skin. Now, Pepper does stand. Her gonna walk over and pour herself something. As she's gonna drop an ice cube in her glass. And currently Deku, he is flying through the air. As right now Hammer Industries, they are talking about more and more of their own tech. And currently Deku, he is flying down. Currently, him gonna land as he has to get back up. And everyone, they do get to see something quite strange. They see Iron Man. However, that suit and its design, it's a lot is he bigger than the last time? Or no, no. His suit is bigger than the other guys, or well, the other whatever. The suit looks new, different, and well, he's definitely got a fresh coat of paint on there. And Deku, here's his stand there. Him looking around and trying to scan for somebody. And currently, some members of security, they do actually got to try and get a few things ready. However, Deku, here's at a walkover, seeing somebody as he's trying to tell them. Bring his hand up. Right now, bring it onto Justin Hammer's chest. He's got a lot to answer for. And currently, someone, they do get to step out. And Deku, he has a turn. Him seeing one of the Iron Man imposters. Him currently wearing a yellow suit. And Deku, he does get stared at. Right now, Friday being in the process of analyzing what might be inside of that suit. And Deku, he does get a bit curious about designs. However, he's actually going to turn and see another person step out in a suit. However, though, theirs looks a lot more like War Machine. And Deku, he does not like that. Because that one's got to be the one with a lot of artillery. He's got some, but not enough to take on that guy. And that's where Deku, he does want to feel his backbone, well, be a little less made of iron. And that does worry him. The entire crowd behind them can be harmed, and that's bad. But Deku, he does try to make things clear. Him trying to recompose himself, telling Justin Hammer, he had no right to steal from Stark Industries and get those plans. He wants them returned and deleted off of his servers. Once that's all said and done, he wants him to do one simple thing. Destroy those suits. Now, the men do come walking up, and both of them, they do a step in front of Mr. Hammer as the man does a step backwards. Or no, Deku staring at the two. And they do try to tell him, you know, kid, now is not a really good time to try and play hero. Besides, he came here looking like Iron Man. Does he really think that that's the best idea? Now, Deku does a turn looking at the War Machine. Him currently going to say one thing. Maybe it's time to hang up the suit and let the real adults be heroes. And Deku, he does not like that. Currently, he's going to back away after someone is going to push him. And Deku, he does a turn. Right now, the entire crowd going to stare at him as someone, they do actually start to cheer. And right now, Deku, he sees the crowd somewhat roar out for him. Some chanting Iron Lad. And Deku, his smile goes from okay to a little less than that. As is a comment, it's not Iron Lad, it's Iron Man. Besides, Hammer Industries stole their technology, and they aren't even admitting to it. Now, Deku's a turn, hearing somebody fly down, and right now he has to turn his head to see. No way. Now, Titanium Man is going to float down. Ham currently going to land, asking if there's a problem here. Titanium, but isn't he? Deku turning his head, looking towards Justin Hammer, who is still standing there. And Deku has to turn back. And Titanium Man does it tell Izuku one simple thing. He probably shouldn't be here right now. They're going to be showing off some very, very good tech. And he should understand. The tech provided by Mr. Hammer, it was given to them. They are in charge of security for the event, and he was not authorized to be here. Leave now, before things get messy. And that does mean quite a lot. Now, Deku, he has a half Friday to tell him one simple thing. Chances of success have fallen below 20%. Estimated parameters for success are now at 11%. And Deku, he does not like those odds. However, he has to tell Mr. Titanium that he'll go, but this is not over. And Titanium doesn't understand, expressing the latest member of their team was going to be displayed, and that means quite a lot. Now, Deku, he does at least get to hear that information, as currently someone is going to fly down and express. You know, he can understand why the kid would have a problem, though he has a problem too. Now, Hammer does a turn his head, and his blood is running a little bit, well, cold. Because right now, War Machine is here. Now, War Machine is gonna land. Hammer gonna turn and walk up to Titanium, bringing his hand up, telling him, how about he not make threats while they have civilians around? That should be his number one priority, civil safety. Number two, I'm gonna turn. As right of the two Iron Men, notice directly step in front of Mr. Hammer again. And they do bring up their hands. As War Machine is gonna walk over, telling Justin Hammer. He wants him to hand over the tech and blueprints. Delete it all or return it to Stark Industries. Tony Stark may be dead, but that does not give him the right to loot his corpse while it's still warm. And this is not good. Low even for him. And right now the two, they do actually stand there. As Shockwave and Force do ask Mr. Hammer for their current objective. And Hammer is going to walk forwards, expressing about how they don't understand. This tech has been in development for months. In fact, he could show Rhodey the entirety of the blueprints. All of them were made from scratch. And Tony Stark, God rest his soul, he's gone. But that doesn't mean he has the market corner on tech like this. I mean, they've had these suits in design for years. And now that he's gone, someone needs to step up, and clearly that kid isn't doing too well. Now, Deku goes a step forwards, yelling out about what he's talking about. And currently War Machine does a turn, bringing his hand up and telling Izuku not to. Somebody's just saying, don't. Now, Deku, he does stare at War Machine. Before he does that, bring his hands down and blast off. And War Machine, he can understand. He's taking on Tony's color scheme. He came here as Iron Man for Iron Man. So there's that. No, the kid's done good work. In his own suit, actually. And from what he can tell, I'm going to turn back. That suit's based on Iron Man tech. Izuku's might be more original, but he can see the similarities. He's dealt with these suits for long enough. And that stuff there in front of him, that is Stark tech. The kids might be more original, but it's still the same blueprint. Though, maybe he was too harsh. If the kid does really want to be a hero involved, he couldn't stop him. He's got Tony's free spirit. And that does not make Rhodey think. Before he is asked by Titanium Man to leave the premises. And he does get to do so. Right now him trying to ask his suit where Iron Man might have gone. And the suit, it does try to at least track Deku's activity. As currently Deku, he has to head out to try and stop some crime. Before Rhodey, he has to catch up. And Deku, he thinks this time it's going to be a bit more of a chase. The two are actually going to fight. However, Rhodey wants him to actually talk. And Deku, he actually has a turn. Him going to slow down and let Rhodey catch up. Now, Rhodey does comment on his new upgrade, and Deku does talk about it. He had to make some design changes. Though with what he has, he did pretty well. Though, there is still a problem. Yes, there is, kid. Listen, right now his face is going to open. If you're taking on his tech, I gotta know who you are. You're using it, right? You're being supplied by someone, and I know that. But at the same time, if I can't stop you, you're gonna get in trouble. I may not like it, but I've seen the good you've done. And right now, I'll deal with you after I deal with them. Deal with Hammer. Alright? For right now, I don't know what to say to you. Listen, I'll deal with you after all this is over. But if you got something in that armory that can take down Titanium Man, you might want to whip it out. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get involved. maybe get a friend and see what I can do. He may not liked Tony, but even he would not have liked this. Now, Deku, he does somewhat understand. And right now, Deku is going to fly back to the armory. Currently, him working on something else. He already had ideas for possibly making a Hulkbuster. And that idea, it might come to fruition. Deku, he saw exactly what they had. They had two Iron Man suits, one more leaning into War Machine's design, and then they had Titanium Man. And that suit, the guy was pretty big. He's basically a Hulkbuster himself. And that's a problem. If he goes against Titanium Man, he could take him down. I mean, it's in the name. Heat up titanium, and it burns. All you really have to do. Though, if he's going to be taking him on, he needs his own Hulkbuster. Deku gonna turn. Him gonna walk over and go to open up his suit. Him bring his hand down and gonna slip his hand into the glove. Him going to remove that part of the gauntlet as he does, gonna bring it up. Him holding onto the forearm and hand of his suit. Him just thinking, as he has a disconnected from everything and walk over. Gonna sit down to the table and beginning to make a 3D model of the arm. Him telling Friday, create the same thing for the left arm, and then open up designs for possibly expanding on this. Now, Deku, he does get the models created, and currently he does a tinker away with his toolkit. He needs something better. He needs more power. Something to actually take on those guys. I mean, his suit can pack a punch, but this is possibly better Stark tech, knockoff Stark tech. He needs to understand, adapt, and resuit himself to the situation. Titanium Man is the biggest problem. So, what does he need? More firepower. If he can create gauntlets to hook up to his suit, they can enhance his repulsor tech. Yeah, that's an idea. Though the power drain, that would be the trade-off. Right. That definitely is a good idea. Now, Deku, he currently doesn't get to work, and supplies, they do come in tomorrow morning. However, at the same time, that morning, while Deku, he headed back to his room and eventually went out to school, somebody else was doing their own thing. They were tinkering on their own technology. They've seen enough Stark Tech online and may have found actual blueprints, real stuff to use, and real stuff to base this all off of. I mean, with Iron Man gone and that one guy, kid, whatever they call him now, it was something iron, whatever. Though, there's her. She wants to get involved. And maybe she can do that. Maybe she can make it work. Her gonna look up and stare at her own iron suit. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.